So, I want to thank everyone for coming out here. It's been a wonderful year. And thinking about that, I think about all the years in the past. How every year, I looked at the graduating seniors and would consider myself lucky to be able to go to the next grade. Well, suddenly, I am now graduating. I'm a part of that class. That until that moment, or this moment, seemed like a dream. And as I look out on everyone, I see a lot of faces. I see some faces that I've known for a few years. Others I've seen just recently, a semester or two ago. And then there are some that I've seen for my entire life, or as far as I can remember. So, graduation is spoken of as a rite of passage into adulthood, and is certainly earned through long and difficult circumstances. In fact, I'd be going as far as to say that I have been working for this moment my entire life. I know that there are many of you that have already graduated high school, and that there are many of you who have yet to reach that point. In which case, this speech goes to those who may feel discouraged about being able to reach that point, or to those who feel as though they are not able to achieve greatness, which is in store for us. And to start, I want to talk a bit about time. So what do we know about time exactly? Is it a measurement of the sequence in which events take place? Is it an illusion? Or is it something that we just haven't managed to fully grasp yet? I can tell you I don't know the answers to these questions, but I can tell you that we don't have a million years to reach what could be greatness. I'm going to tell you that throughout this life there are going to be many different times that you experience. You have already gone through your youth. For some of us, we are going to go into adulthood. For some, we are in adulthood. And for many we know, they are already in their elderly years, which are coming for us. There's going to be times of happiness, sadness, joy, and grief. But the thing that's unique about these times is that they don't control what you do. You're the one who makes the choices. So, what are you going to do with the time that you have? So, another question I have is, how long have you been on this earth? I would like you to answer this question in days. For me, I have been alive for 6,526 days. And I'm going to go a step further and tell you that I have been alive for 156,528 hours. It is said that it takes an estimated 10,000 hours of practice to master something to the level of being a professional. So, which means I can look at my life in two ways. I can either look at it as mastering making mistakes 15 times over, or I can look at it as having mastered being better than I was 24 hours ago. We can all grow every day, and in more ways than one. And to show what I mean, I'm going to compare us to a volcano. It starts out with magma seeping out of the Earth's core, but after thousands of years, it eventually becomes a magnificent sight to behold. We are not going to become magnificent and grand overnight. It requires growth, and that is where time comes in. We are not going to become grand overnight. And we should not expect us to become that way in the course of a year, a day, or even an hour. It's something that does not stop. And if we look at the great people of the past, we will see that they were once like us. They were once ordinary people. I might be here speaking to all of you today, but that does not change the fact that I am an ordinary person. And there is not anyone here who is greater than another just because of the circumstances. True greatness is earned and comes from within. Just as a volcano becomes great because of the lava from the Earth's core, we can become great if we allow our potential to shine through. It's estimated that in 7.59 billion years, the world is going to come to an end. That means that those volcanoes will no longer be able to continue growing. They'll be done. We do not have 7.59 billion years to grow. Becoming great may be hard, But it's hard so that we can rise to the challenge and overcome them. A weightlifter does not get any stronger by lifting the same weights, but only by lifting things that are heavier and heavier. And we will not become any stronger or greater if we do not face those obstacles and those challenges and learn to overcome them. We need to attack our challenges head on, conquer them, dance all over them, and never look back. Because action is key to being where you want to be. This often makes me think of those people of the past that I mentioned earlier, such as David Crockett and George Washington. And do we ever think of them as couch potatoes? No. Do we think of them as people who had life easy, without a care in the world? No. They were people that had to fight for what they had, and in a sense, so do we. I don't know about you, but I don't earn money by sitting on the couch doing nothing, or by staying in bed hoping to avoid whatever challenges life may throw at me. Living in fear of what there could be is no way to live at all. So by now you've heard me go on about why it's important to be active and influential in our future. But for many, like it was for me, the question is how? How do you find the motivation to do these hard things? How do I get past the pain and the setbacks that may occur? Well, here is what I have learned. The first step to getting past something is to remember why you want to get past it in the first place. Is it to get a better job? Is it to find more happiness? Whatever the reason, it has to be greater than the obstacle you face. You must always make that reason at the forefront of your mind, as well as in every other step that comes along in conquering that challenge. If there isn't a reason for you to overcome that obstacle, then that isn't what you need to be facing. This is the first step to doing what you need to do to get what you need to get. The second step is to analyze exactly what is keeping you from what you want. If you can't get past a pool of quicksand, find out why. Going in circles will get you nowhere, and doing the same thing is expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. That is why it is so important to identify and address whatever is keeping you from your goal. So step 3 is to find the things that are good and make you happy. This is essential for a few reasons. First, when we come to an obstacle, it may make us feel like success is too far, that we cannot obtain it. But if we remember these good things, it will give us the courage and motivation to overcome those obstacles, to beat those challenges, and to excel. It will give us that confidence. This is vital for step 4 of achieving greatness, in which step 4 is to endure and continue to try persistently and diligently. You'll never be able to kill the weeds in your garden if you only go out to treat for them once a year. You must do it daily and never spare any of those weeds. Your obstacles, depending on how difficult it is, will require constant work. This, in and of itself, can be difficult. But if you not only remember why you are doing it, but remember the good things that make you happy, it will give you the energy that you need to fight in action. Step 5, the final step, happens to be my favorite, and I believe it will be yours as well. When you have reached your goal, when you've climbed that mountain that is in your way, celebrate. Enjoy it. If you fail to do this, then you'll fail to find a reason to vanquish another challenge that's keeping you from greatness. All that work that you have put into it will seem like nothing. You'll lose satisfaction in that. As mentioned earlier, growth is necessary, and growth takes time, but it also takes energy. And that energy is something that needs to be replenished constantly if we ever hope to succeed. So for those of you who have yet to encounter a wrench in your plans, for those who are currently trying to get through an obstacle to success, or for those who have already had a breakthrough. Don't stop addressing and conquering those challenges and obstacles that keep you from greatness. There will always be a higher mountain to climb, and the view on top of each mountain will only be better. So I'll leave you with one final thought. A room filled with 1,000 bulbs is dark if none turn on. Will you cower from greatness, or will you do what it takes to achieve it? Are you going to stay a dark bulb in the room of humanity, or are you going to be a bright light for all to see? Thank you.
Thank you, Jonah, for those words. At this time, Dr. Mosier will present awards for the highest ranking.
The graduate program provides a tuition waiver to any Texas public college or university to a qualifying student graduating at the top of their high school class. Like in all Texas public schools, the qualifications are based on enrollment criteria and a student's grade point average outlined in the local policy adopted by the Board of Directors or Board of Trustees. This award grants free tuition during both semesters of the regular session immediately following the student's high school graduation. The campus valedictorian and recipient of this award at Cedar Park Academy is Griffin James Little. The campus valedictorian and recipient of this award at Cove Charter Academy is Jonah Alexander Homke.
That's crazy!
No. That one came out weird.
Just one line. Just one line. Tell it. There's also things to come when you go to do that. One line.
The campus valedictorian and recipient of this award at Temple Charter Academy is Madison Page Osborne.